What's up, everyone? I hope you're very well. Long time no see. Today we have a bit of an update on this little project that we worked on a couple of months ago. Well, I don't know if it was a couple, maybe 6 months ago, so it's quite a long time. So I just wanted to give you an update on how it's doing at the moment. You can see that the first step was to do a little bit of cleaning. I got this wipe over here. So it was covered in dust. This is in a desk of mine. It's under one of those LED lights. But you know, sometimes when you have a very busy schedule, you can neglect them a bit, and that's why maybe it gets covered in dust, or you know, some plants overgrow the whole setting, and that's exactly what we can see here. I'm going to give you like a little rundown on the plants that we got, how they're doing, and I'm also going to show you a little shrimp that I added. I think I told you about this the previous time we worked on this. It was like a little bit of cleanup that we did, and the shrimp were nowhere to be found, but I saw one a couple of minutes ago, so I'm going to show you the little guy in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, but first let's talk about the plants. So this is this is like the main feature now of the plant, because it's now grown out of the container. This is a really cool little plant, really hardy, really vigorous plant. It's a Ludwigia atlantis. When it's got a strong source of light, it becomes reddish, and I really like it. And as you can see, with most of aquarium plants, it can grow outside of the water, and I think it would be a very good candidate to use in a terrarium. So maybe in the future I might use it in a terrarium with moss, with other plants, because you can see that the leaf size is nice and tiny, and it also likes a lot of water, a lot of humidity, which is one of the key elements of terrariums. So yeah, I think in the future I'm going to use this little guy. I might even come back to this particular project and nip a couple segments of this plant in particular to use them in the terrarium. Okay, so now we continue with the Eliocharis. I got two types of Eliocharis here. This one, I think this is the most biggest one. You can see how it's propagating on its own. Each little strand has now a little set of roots that's growing down into the substrate. This is the Eliocharis parvula, I think, which is like the smaller variety, and it's a type of hairgrass. It's not as fine and as little as the Japanese version, but it's definitely cool. Like I said, it's very vigorous too. You can see that it propagates on its own, and you can see that it's thriving in this little project too, because you can see it here and over here. It's one of the plants that's also growing in my outdoor mini ponds. This is the indoor version, so you can see that it adapts itself very well to a number of different conditions. And we got another type of Eliocharis over here. This is quite cool because if you look at the end of the little strands right there, you can see that it's got like a little flowering body, or like a seed pod. I don't know, but it looks quite cool. It kind of resembles those what are they called? Those huge plants, those huge reeds that grow in ponds or rivers or whatever, that resemble huge sausages. I don't know what they're called in English, but when I was a kid, I used to think they looked a lot like hot dogs, and so the hot dog plant, that's what it's called for me. So yeah, you can see that this is Eliocharis montevidensis. It's larger, it grows larger, and it has those little pods at the end. So yeah, quite cool. Over here, we can see that we also have, originally this project was called micro crystal micro pond with water lilies, because we had this little pond right here, this little white star pond. It's still there, but it's not doing very well because I think I've neglected it a bit when it comes to water. You know, sometimes this thing almost dries out completely with just like a half an inch of water, and so that could be detrimental for this plant. It needs to be completely covered with water for the for the floating leaves to produce the flowers. So it's not looking too good at the moment, but it's there. It's surviving. If we can go over here so we can see some other plants. Hydrocaudal tripartita. This right here is the submerged version of the Ludwigia planis. And over here we can see that originally we also had moss. At the moment it looks quite dry, except for this little part right here. That's another consequence of leaving it to dry. Yeah, it can the moss can suffer. But like I said, yeah, we got Hydrocaudal tripartita, and we also got Rotala, this red Rotala over here. And in general, we could say that this project is successful, it's thriving, it's self-sustaining. We only need to add water and a couple of fish food flakes every now and then for the little shrimp. Which reminds me, the little shrimp is right here. You can see it. Just happily camping there. I think this is a Neocaridina. This is like the red variety, like the cherry variety. And yeah, I think when it comes to size, this is a perfect size. You know, it's not huge so that you never see them, but it's not super small so that you are confining it to a very close quarter. So yeah, it's right there. It feeds on the little hairgrass algae, and like I said a couple of minutes ago, every once in a while I add a couple of fish food flakes, a couple of snails here, hair algae, and over here we got Rotala, sorry, Sagittaria, not Rotala, and more Heliocaris and Ludwigia. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, I hope you like this little update. Yeah, this is a project that I really like. And yeah, if you got a container like this and you want to do something similar, you can go ahead and check the video where we built this, because it's super easy, but it's rewarding, enjoyable, you know, all of the good things that come with this hobby. Okay, so sorry about the lighting. It's not perfect because it's sunlight that's just coming through the window. And so yeah, I'll keep you posted on other projects. And yeah, I think I'm going to continue building more terrariums, because yeah, I've just recently acquired a couple of patches of moss, and some of the bonsai trees that I've got are also growing moss on the surface. So you know what we can do with moss. So I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel. You would be really helping me out if you do. If you got any comments, questions, doubts, anything, drop them down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.